Hi Gemini, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your general energies for January 11th to the 17th. We're going to be doing career/money as well as love. We're going to start with love, so I'm going to put in the description box below the timestamp for the money career section. We're going to do for the love, I'm going to do two spreads, one for you, one for the person that you're dealing with. Okay, so let's get right into this. Let's pull a crowning energy for you first. We're going to start with your spread first. Let's get a crowning energy for our Gemini friends. Okay. Temptation, being tempted by the 3D, things in the material world. So you really want to make sure that you don't get swept up in any sort of over focus on anything material, over focus on anything that could create any sort of imbalance in you, Gemini, like any sort of addictive kind of things. You want to make sure of that. You want to pay attention to where you might be like, ooh, that looks nice, right? Let me follow that down that road. And, maybe you shouldn't be right now. So definitely something that you're going to need to think about regarding relationship right now. Not to scare anybody. It's not the end of the world. It doesn't, if you're cross watchers, it doesn't mean that your person's going to run out and start being with other people. It's not what that means. But the idea of temptation is literally just that. It's this idea of being tempted by anything in the 3D that can end up negatively impacting the relationship that you're in. So we do have we have some energies that I'm just going to connect having to do with relationship for you. I mean, Gemini, look, like keeping it real, like in general, your 12th house, which is the house of the hidden, it's the house of the subconscious, you're going to be doing a lot. You're going through this sort of internal evolution right now, right? And especially Uranus is stationing direct in Taurus on January 14th, and that's going to be causing all of us to emerge from this energy, feeling this internal evolution, but no sign more than you guys, where you're really going to feel more clear about what needs addressing in your life now all of a sudden, but on a very deep internal level. So this is going to be manifesting for you in your subconscious mind. And that energy is going to be conjunct Mars and Taurus, which is really going to be lighting a fire under your feet to make some good solid changes in there, like really having to do with your sense of self, right? Because what comes after the 12th house? The first house. So you make those changes there and then going into your first house of self. So really good. I mean, we have that working with the sextile to Neptune and Pisces, and that's can bring confusion as to how exactly to make this change happen, right? Now, for you, that sextile is going to be happening, that Neptune and Pisces, in your 10th house. So, I mean, Gemini, it has to do with career. I'll mention that in the career part, but it also has to do with your public reputation in the world. So it definitely has to do with marriage. So you having Neptune and Pisces in the 10th house can make you very confused about the idea of marriage, about your space in society, your space in the world. Also, like, what do you even want to do for your career kind of thing, right? At the end of the day, it can be very confusing for you. Okay, so let's have some powerful energies, please, Gemini. Thank you very much as we get right into things. Oh my goodness, my goodness. All right, let's pull some tarot for these. What do we want to use? We're going to use the chakra tarot for these. So I'll pull the cards up as we pull, but anything else that I want to mention that's going on, yeah, I mean, look, we have this. So we have all this energy, right? And we have this undercurrent of this change that we're talking about, right? I feel like it's coming from the square, right? This Uranus Mars in Taurus, it's squaring. It's Jupiter, Saturn, and Mercury in Aquarius. And this is going to be pushing us to very much to problem solve and figure out a certain situation in your life, right? Now, this can definitely create a feeling of like aggression and defensiveness, but there will be a trine, right, of this Uranus Mars to this Pluto conjunct the Sun in Capricorn, and that's going to put a focus on what needs to be ended and transformed. And for you guys, I feel like a lot of this is going to be happening that square is going to be happening in your 9th house, right? Your belief system, right? And this new moon with this conjunct Pluto, the sun, is going to be happening in your 8th house. So I just feel like there's going to be a lot of changes. What does all of that mean in English, right? I feel like there's going to be a lot of changes for a lot of you, realizations about how you show up as a we in a partnership regarding your partner's money versus what you make, communication, intimacy, and is everybody getting what they need? And you know, there's going to be a lot of needing to navigate this out right now, and it's almost coming like from the deepest recess of you, Gemini, because you're really looking at your future right now and really trying to figure out how can what you see in your mind's eye, first of all, come to fruition, and do you need to tweak something? Right? And because the idea here is, I feel like for a lot of you, if you feel like the person that you're with can't bring that to you, it's not going to be very difficult for you to stray in your feelings. You know, I'm not even suggesting that there's going to be follow through, but it's like you're going to have a very hard time staying deeply committed in your soul in something that you, in your mind, is literally not bringing you what it is that you need right now. So we have this 10 of water in the recent past. Right now you're in a tower moment, which is kind of why I'm going into that. Now, that could mean an ending, or it could mean you guys are together for 30, 40 years. Nobody's going anywhere, but you're feeling this huge change and shift within yourself. So we have the 10 of water here first, and this is in your recent past. We have this working with the 4 of Wands. So 4 of Wands is a really good, strong foundation energy. It's feeling like really a firm foundation in something, or feeling really good about something. For some of you, this could indicate a reunion energy. For others of you, this is maybe you went back home and you just connect with old family and friends, and you were just feeling really good about things. Feeling just really, really good. Very positive in the past, I do feel like, having to do with relationship. And we got the Queen of Coins. Queen of Coins is a very resourceful energy. Remember, Queen connects people, right? And it connects with whatever energy is here. So even though this is a relationship read, usually Pentacles, to me, I understand it as mental, physical, and emotional connection. So it could be that you were connecting, you felt very connected to somebody in the recent past. You felt like you guys had a lot in common. You felt like you could do a lot of things together. You felt like, you know, kind of like the sky was the limit, that kind of thing. Not to sound cheesy, but you know what I'm saying, like that. And just being able to grow something, right? Because there's this element of fertility about the Queen energy as well, right? The ability to grow something. Yeah, just feeling really in your feels about this person. 10 of Cups is like family level contentment, right? Total love and support. Just really being in this space of really very much wanting to have this future with this person, and just to have this thing. But then we have now in the present energy here is we have the Tower. So the Tower is not a wanted energy. It's upheaval. It's definitely an ending. Now, this could certainly be, for some of you, it's an ending of a relationship. For others of you, this is, because this has to be a profound ending. So it's not like a little baby, like end of a cycle kind of thing. So it's either the ending of a relationship once and for all, or it's once and for all the end of a way of thinking, and the end of a way of seeing a situation. So that would be an internal Tower moment where you're like, I can't keep thinking like that. I have to completely change my focus now. Do you know what I mean? So some of you, it was general message, some of you are going to be experiencing like that. But as I always say, why do I love Tower energy? I love the Tower because the Tower is terrible while we're going through it. No, it's not fun. Come on. It's never fun. But it's Mars. And Mars is all like, I know this is uncomfortable. This is Mars talking. I know this is uncomfortable. But I promise you, if we go down this road, it's going to end up so much better for you, even if you can't see it right now. And that's really Mars is all about that, you know? So clarifying that, we have the Seven of Wands. I mean, yeah, why is the Tower? Tower, you can be space of self-defense. Protecting yourself to the nth degree, you know. And there could be some aggression mixed in here, again, like I said, because of this crazy square, you know, that's going on here. But space of self-defense. But you know what? I like the Seven of Wands because it's a Mars and Leo energy. So it's like you drawing a line in the sand and saying, this is what I want, need, and desire. You might even be in a space where you feel like, if you have children, you're defending yourself, you're defending your children, you know, you're standing up for something or to something having to do with that. But you're in the space of feeling the need to defend yourself. And we have the Seven of Cups. Too many choices. There are commitment issues here. So, Gem, I don't know if you're having, like, at the end of the day, an issue with commitment. I mean, only you know that, right? For one reason or another. You know, maybe you like the idea of the commitment and you love the company and love the idea of something, but it's like suddenly and out of nowhere, something, or maybe not, I feel like it's kind of suddenly and out of nowhere, you feel like this change. You feel this shift. So if it was an internal Tower moment, your perspective on this connection has totally changed. You suddenly see this person in a very different light, perhaps in the light that they're meant to be seen in, you know. Or it could also just simply be you realizing that this, in fact, is not really ultimately what you wanted for yourself, right? Because you're realizing that there are choices out there, and that if this person is not resonating with you on a soul level, and if you feel like if that person's not on the same page as you, and you're not like equally yoked with the person, it's so hard for a Gemini to stay interested or to stay in that on a soul level, right? And then we have the Six of Wands, which is fabulous. Six of Wands is about good news coming in, and that good news bringing you the feeling anyway of some sort of success that's possible here. So while we have commitment issues, this is very interesting to me because I'm getting a couple of different messages in just where we're at right now. So I feel like, Gem, I feel like you have a lot of things going on right now, those of you resonating with this. There's definitely either shift in consciousness or there's a big change in relationship. You're in the space of defending yourself. You're in the space of questioning whether you want the relationship. There might be choices. Some sort of information comes in and it makes you feel like good about moving forward. So maybe some of you are ending a relationship and you met somebody new. You ended a relationship and you're reconnecting with somebody, or somebody just calls you and it's just like a feel-good phone call. It could be resonating like that. Now we have, as the block, we have the Five of Earth. This is the Five of Pentacles. So this is the challenge here. So the challenge here is possibly like feeling isolated, feeling very alone, feeling, it's kind of feeling at a loss from this connection. Feeling at a loss without the connection. Some of you can quite literally be, depending on your situation, you could actually be experiencing a financial loss if the relationship ended and you guys shared finances. That could certainly be some sort of a financial worry, financial loss, poverty mindset kind of thing as well. And we have the Princess of Coins clarifying this as an additional challenge. So yeah. So really hard time for some of you. You may be, again, if this has to do with money, let me just give both interpretations of it. The challenge here could be in getting a new job or in finding a job that you're very comfortable in. But this could also be in, bringing yourself into a space of a new connection, because page incites a new cycle. And coins, mental, physical, emotional connection, it can be, if it doesn't have to do with money. So it's this new cycle of connection. So for some of you, the challenge could be in knowing if your mindset changed in the relationship, and you're having maybe you guys had a positive conversation here in the Six of Wands. You're having a really hard time feeling in resonance with this relationship, even if there was a positive kind of communication. You're really feeling very challenged by it. Others of you are being very challenged by a new energy. You're either having trouble meeting somebody new, or you met somebody new that for some reason you're having a hard time, I'm not even going to say embracing them, but you might just be dealing with some pain from something that ended. That's creating, difficulty for you in this connection. Now we have this working with the Princess of Wands. So we have the Wands or will, right? And this is all about passion and motivation. Wands are also a phallic symbol, right? It is a phallic symbol. It's representative of sex or just motivation. And this could absolutely indicate somebody new coming in. So this could be somebody new you're very attracted to. Some of you may have met, those of you who are single may have met somebody, you're very attracted to them. You're having a hard time fully connecting with them though. As there's some sort of imbalance at play. This is going to resonate for some of you. The devil energy is about imbalance that could just end up shackling you in the connection. So this could have to do with addiction, greed, envy, materialism, obsession, sexual lust, being hung up on one thing over another. That could definitely get in the way. Now for others of you, if it doesn't have to do with that, I have to tell you, I just feel like, you're having this conversation, you're having a hard time being in resonance with this, with it. You get this fire in your belly to just go, this urge to just do something different, to be with somebody different, or to just be it could even be a faceless person, Gemini. I'm feeling like it's more like a feeling that you're going after rather than a specific person. Does that make sense to you? Like it's like this feeling that you're going after. You want to feel connected. You want to feel attracted. You want to feel interested. You want to feel all of these things. But you may be getting caught up in too much of valuing one thing over another. You know what I mean? Because temptation, that's something in the 3D. So that's like getting hung up on money, physical appearance, not the soul of a person. You know what I mean? So you might be in conflict about that. You might end up being in conflict between feeling super attracted to somebody, but then also feeling the soul connection to them. Some of you may resonate with it like that. The final outcome, we have a little bit of confusion. We have the Hangman. So this is, first of all, it's the need to get a different perspective. There's this idea of self-sacrifice involved with the Hangman, where, because it's a Pisces energy, right? The Hangman is, it's Neptune, and Neptune rules Pisces. It's about looking at the relationship and feeling like, but if I do that, then I'm giving up with A, B, and C that I really feel like I need in my life, kind of thing. And so you're going to be confused. We have the Eight of Wands. So this is very good energy here. I mean, this is about really good news coming in that incites quick, speedy change, almost a frenetic kind of energy, inundated with emails, phone calls, really good conversations. This does indicate hearing from somebody that you were once with in the past. It could be that. Some sort of change, but it's positive. So if hearing from somebody from the past is not positive, then it's probably not that. But I feel like you're going to be a little confused about this energy that's coming in. We have the Queen of Cups, and I like this. Besides the fact that this is a really nurturing and healing energy, this is a really healthy conversation energy too, Queen of Cups, right? Because it's Gemini and Cancer. So, Gemini is all about the conversation and thinking things through, right? That's what you guys are, right? I mean, that's what you got. But it's and Cancer, right? The sign right after you guys, which is all about home, even the metaphorical home. What do I feel safe in? What do I feel secure in? But having that conversation and being heard. Then we have the Strength energy, which is Leo, and Leo's all about romance, right? Leo rules the fifth house of romance. You might be dealing with the Leo energy. But this is about romance, it's about falling in love. It's about a love affair. It's about being creative. It's about how you connect with a partner on a Monday through Sunday. So look, I have to say as a closing energy, guys, please don't make this fit if it doesn't fit, because not every reading can be for everyone, especially on a platform like this. My private readings are way more specific, and I'm not trying to plug myself here, but I deeply look into the astrology, but all of this, but having to do with temptation. Somebody needs to hear that, because I feel like some of you are going to be in a relationship that's going to be transitioning out into a different way. You're going to be tempted by this new energy or by somebody from your past. So however that's going to ultimately resonate with those of you who are hearing this, this is a very, very strong message that's coming through. Okay, very strong. So, all right, now, so I'm going to pull for an energy that you're dealing with. Now, I have no idea, because I felt two energies there. So I have no idea which energy is going to end up showing up. You know, I guess only you will be able to tell that, right? Okay. Let's see what we have. Yeah, and you know, this new moon in Capricorn alone, I mean, you're just going to be, that new moon in Capricorn in your 8th house, it's just, you're really going to be feeling these, the need to make some sort of establish resolve in yourself about how you want to show up as a we in relationship. And not trying to play any games with yourself. Like if it matters to you how much somebody makes, you have to honor that. Because you can talk yourself out of it, but it's only going to end up being a problem for you later on, rearing its head in another way. If looks matter to you, maybe none of that matters to you, and communication matters to you. If it really matters to you that somebody has a really funny personality and they're funny, but the person is beautiful and they do very well for themselves and all of this, but they have no sense of humor, how are you going to be able to live with that? Geminis can't. Some of the signs can, but not Gemini. Person you're dealing with, courage. Yeah, that you need a little courage to be with a Gemini, right? No shade, guys. No shade, you know. I'm a Gemini sister over here. Well, my son, anyway. My son. Though I do resonate more strongly with my rising sign. For sure. Over my sun and my moon. But I definitely am Gemini. You can tell. I talk a lot, right? Okay. All right. So what's happening for person or Gemini friend is dealing with messenger of earth. So that would be equivalent to the Knight of Pentacles. Very hardworking person for there right now. So it's the Four of Swords. Empress energy is in their blocked position, their fear. Outcome, Emperor. Very nice. All right. So let's see what we get. So the messenger of earth. Something having to do with either. Okay, this person can be super reliable, hardworking energy. They may also be very patient, which I feel like they may be, because we got the courage card. So you may be dealing with somebody who's they're feeling very brave and very patient. But it doesn't only mean that. I mean, it could just generally mean patience as well. But let's see what we have working with this. Nine of Pentacles, Justice energy, Four of Hair. I almost feel like two energies are showing up here as well. Maybe just because it's Gemini, right? It's two of everything. But so, again, we're starting with the messenger of earth. I already mentioned that. Very reliable energy. And this is an energy that you're dealing with, we have the Nine of Pentacles. So this is somebody who's really focusing on themselves right now, in that they're focusing on their financial gains, what it is that they want and need. They're focusing on, how to connect in their own way as well, right? Because if it's mental, physical, emotional connection, 9 is very, I'm not going to say it's a selfish energy, but it's very focused on what the individual does need, and it's right before the 10 of Pentacles, which is then how we show up, having to do with the, some sort of matured, connected situation, right? So definitely dealing with what they need. And what I like about this is it's comes right before the Justice energy. Clarification is the Justice, which is nice, because the truth of something comes out, and this is about fairness, right? How something is going to be handled. How fair is something? And then bringing this to light, because they're really wondering how fair is something, or at least this is what's being addressed within was addressed anyway within the situation moving up to this point. Now, the Justice energy is Libra. Libra is also the 7th house of marriage, and any sort of partnership that would. I get this question a lot. What's the difference between the 7th and the 5th house relationship energy? 5th house is falling in love, romance, love affairs. So it's like a newer energy. 7th house love is where there's a legal commitment, because there's like a legal situations are typically associated with that. That's why we say the house of marriage. But in the same way, you guys don't have to be married, but maybe you live together, or your names are both on a lease or something like that, right? It would be that kind of level. But if it doesn't have to do with that, it's just really about how good do they feel in this relationship, and do they feel that things are equitable. We have the Ace of Swords, so in the recent past. So the Ace of Swords is about having mental clarity, things coming to them, realizations coming to them, brand new sort of epiphanies. It's epiphany idea, like new idea kind of thing, having to do with this relationship. So right now, though, we have the Four of Air. And the Four of Air is kind of pressing the pause button. So you may not be with this person right now. Or you guys may be in a little bit of a weird space. Because this is about retreating a little bit. Going into solitude. But it's in the name of trying to figure out something within the relationship. Because this is a Jupiter and Libra energy. And Jupiter expands whatever it's in, right? So it's this, and Jupiter is very concerned about not only expansion, but about positivity and what's going to work to help me move forward with integrity. And it's in Libra. So it's this kind of consuming energy about what's fair, what's not fair. What will make me happy in relationship? This is them saying this to themselves. Right? I'm really trying to figure that out. What have I learned from my past relationships, or what have I learned from the past up to this point in this relationship that I should keep, and what should I throw out, right? And it's really very much being in that space. What's clarifying this is the Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords is a betrayal energy. It's dishonesty. It's running away from something. It's also wearing a mask, right? Moon in Aquarius. Feeling very, very concerned about what they want for the future. Very concerned about how they feel moving forward. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, Gemini, I don't feel like this person is very mature. I'm sorry. I just don't feel like they are. We got the Four of Cups energy. This is an immature energy. It just is. This is feeling apathetic and feeling unfulfilled in the relationship. But why? It's because they have this checklist. And the checklist is like, I can't be with Gemini because of A, B, and C. And when they do this, I can't stand this, this, and this. Very critical energy. But it's almost like, so you can't tell so much in this card, but most of the cards, it's a very young person. It's a very young, it's, when like little kids say, I want it. Why? Because I want it. Well, why do you want that? Because I want it. It's like, okay. The thing is, there's something unhealed or unfulfilled in them that they're looking at you to fill. And you can't do that for them. You could be there with them, but you can't fix that old wound. You can't fix that thing that's still not healed in them. If they're looking to you to make them happy, that's not going to be able to work. So, right now, and I just feel like almost a little bit of a narcissistic vibe, I'm telling you, because then we have the Emperor energy. The Emperor is a great energy in that it's a leadership energy. It's, I'm going to go and do this, get on this new path, go in this new direction, feel very confident and in charge. This is a decision maker. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do because I feel like this is not working out with Gemini. And this is them being dishonest while they do it. It's also an energy of betrayal. And whenever I get, because it's swords, and swords are communication. So when we get any kind of like theft energy besides betrayal, when we get theft energy with swords, I always feel like there's gaslighting and deflection and finger pointing and stuff like that, But going back to the Four of Air, yeah, I mean, it's them like stepping away, retreating from the situation. But I see them creating like this fabulous false narrative in their mind just about how wonderful they are and how not wonderful you are. And they... But it's almost like this idea came out of nowhere for them. I feel like the courage here has less to do with the relationship and more to do with them feeling courage within themselves to do something. Oh my gosh, but look what the block is. The block is the Empress energy, which is about, literally growth. The Empress is a straight up Venus energy. So what is their block? Venus, love, feeling good. Venus is a money planet. It has to do with our sense of self-concept, and it has to do with love. And this is their challenge right now. Get this Five of Swords energy. Five of Swords. It's a bully energy. Very abusive. The five is the number of humanity, right? And we're so horrible to each other. So it's like this conflict energy. And it's swords, it's truth, and it's this the louder you yell, nobody's going to hear anybody any louder. There's no winning this situation, and this is their block. So I almost feel like if they can't get their way, I feel like I'm like getting this feeling of like, not a little kid, but somebody like stamping their feet saying, damn it, why can't I get like what I want? Why can't I get my way? The challenge here is the Queen of Pentacles as well. Remember, what Queen is all about is responsible for connecting in whatever element it's in. So Pentacles having to do with mental, physical, emotional connection. This is a challenge for them to connect with you in a healthy way. Another challenge is the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, I mean, the challenge here is in being super mature, having to do with mental, physical, emotional connection, or money even, but getting to but this is like the Will You Marry Me card. You have to understand the Ten of Pentacles is a maturity. It's it has to do with marriage. It has to do with building a family. It has to do with building a future, getting a home together, buying a business together. There's a family element. It's very much about connection. Right? And this is those are heavy challenges. Those are heavy challenges. Now, for some of you, you might be dealing with an energy where the challenge is their family that's getting in the way of something. Or family, your family might even be getting in the way. But this is what they're feeling. Now, as the final outcome, we have the Emperor. So we got the Emperor here, where they're at right now. Well, I'm going to go and do this, this, and this. I'm just, But then we have this. Now is the final outcome energy. I like it. I like the Emperor energy because the Emperor energy shows this willingness and this desire to actually be true blue, right? This strong desire to be true blue, this desire to be very courage. To be brave, you know, it is this element of pushing forward strategically, being able to plan, taking the bull by the horn. Remember, the Emperor is an Aries energy. Aries is all about a fresh path and a new perspective. So in the final outcomes, this is where they're going to be. But then look at what we have clarifying this. We have the Knight of Swords. The Knight, remember, the Knight is a messenger. The messenger comes in to deliver anything that the element represents. And this is Swords. This is this person coming in and delivering what they believe to be their truth, and in a rather aggressive way. And I'm not going to be surprised if it happens, right? Because with the square that's going on with Jupiter, Saturn, and Mercury in Aquarius, is going to be, there could be an argument here going on. I'm not even going to try to sugarcoat that, but it's the type of argument that ends up inciting a lifestyle change. And what lifestyle changes? There's got to be a moving away from the toxicity. Action and change. It's time for action and change. So this is going to resonate with some of you differently, okay, than others. This is the thing. If you're dealing with somebody who is either a man or a lady child, or they're struggling with some sort of narcissistic tendencies, or any level of being like egocentric, anything like that, I do see this point coming at the end here where they definitely do want something with you, but they're coming in with a lot of truths, a lot of spewing out of things that need to change. Like if something is going to work, A, B, and C needs to change, and the toxicity needs to be left so that you guys can grow. Because then we have the Empress energy, which is all about fertility and expansion. So this is the very thing that here is their challenge. The very thing that's the challenge, ultimately, they're desiring to make is their final outcome. So they're really wanting to look at the stuff. Now, I just want to give like a little heads up. I'm almost getting an energy where it's like a person is sort of saying like, I want this with you, but you have to change, Gemini. And if you change, then we could have all of this fabulous stuff. Like because you do A, B, and C, you have to stop doing that, and then we could be happy. And so, but you might be like, what? Because, you know, and because what they come in delivering, this information, may be very different than your understanding of something. So there may need to be a meeting of the minds here. But it does seem like they want to ultimately grow with you. They do. Somebody wants something with you. There's no question. But it just seems like they have to get out of their own way, or at least realize their role in the situation, which, you know, everybody's energy is going to be a little different depending on this. But when we get this Four of Cups with the Seven of Swords and the Emperor, this is somebody who's just like not wanting to look at this stuff. It's like keeping it real. They don't. But that it's like almost the kind of energy where it's like they come in and they're like, I'll give you another chance, but you have to do da 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 da. And you're like, wait, what? Okay, so that's okay. That's what I'm getting for just this week. It's the 11th through the 17th. That's what I'm getting. So take the messages as they resonate. All right, so let's go on and see what's happening in your career. Money, lawsuit, insurance payout, your partner's money, if I said inheritance, or just your job, anything to do with money. Change in the wind. That's good. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's good if you want change. I don't know. I always feel like that's ultimately a positive card. I always get. I don't know why. My understanding of that. It's a change in the way things are, but I guess you don't want that if you're very happy with where you're at right now. There's going to be a change in situation, a slight change in your path, at least. Okay, we got Ace of Pentacles, which is a new job. You're not liking your new job, okay, or a new job opportunity. Ace of Pentacles is either a new job or raise promotion, some sort of new income, new investment, new lawsuit, new offer, any kind of like that, anything like that, okay? So you had a lot of positive ideas about it in the recent past, okay? But hell's to the bells, no, not right now. Ho, ho. we got the Ten of Swords and the Tower. Jeez Louise, as going right now. But, you know, let's talk about coming into this energy. Yeah, you know, I'm not even going to labor this. I mean, it just looks like there was something that was presented in the past that, you know, we got the Nine of Cups here, which is wish fulfillment. We got the Lover's energy. This is you guys getting together and signing contracts, having negotiations, everybody being in their feels about being able to resolve something, come to some sort of agreement. This can indicate you getting hired somewhere. This can indicate you maybe opening up your own business, you know, anything like that. There was this decision, you know, and everything looked really good. Like things were going to ultimately go in a really good way. With the Magician, Magician is Mercury. It's about making something happen, right? As Magician, being Mercury is Gemini. It's you guys, right? Third house, communication, learning something new. And then Mercury also rules the sixth house, which is about problem solving, and it rules your day-to-day work environment, the people you work with and for, and just like being, yeah, I can make this happen. I can make this work. Yeah. Well, right now you're like focused on, wow, that was so not what I thought it was. And I feel like it's rather, I'm not even going to say, I'm not going to be like unrealistic and say like overnight, but rather quickly, something started to decline for you as far as the way you perceive something. You know, because this is this feeling of loss, regret, grief, you know, feeling unappreciated. And we have the Ten of Swords, one sword at a time over time, though. Complete and painful ending. Hitting rock bottom in something. I have to tell you, to have this clarified by the Tower. See, sometimes they say the Tower does indicate like an internal Tower moment. Some of you may resonate with it like that, where you're realizing that the way you've been thinking about or approaching career has to change. You need to just absolutely go on a different path because something has ended. And that could certainly resonate for some of you. Others of you, this could just simply resonate as there being a out of nowhere-ish, not really, kind of, because whenever we have the Tower, there were always red flags leading up to it as it not being the right thing for us, right? But we chose not to see it, or we made excuses, or we waited too long, right, past the expiration date. So quite literally, it could be quitting a job, getting fired from a job, losing a job. But for others of you, it could just be, look, there was an ending, and you're feeling like in this space, some of you are sort of like, well, thank God that didn't work out, but now what? Others of you are going to be feeling a lot of regret about something that happened here. Okay, but Gemini, you have to be really honest with yourself about what you want. You really do, because the Four of Cups does call for that. So I understand you're feeling very apathetic about this job. You were feeling very unfulfilled. Okay, fine. But like, what is it that you really want? Because was it the job? Or was the job what it was, and you probably should have never been there in the first place? Now, what I'm seeing here, though, I don't feel like it's your fault. I feel like somebody, because we have like Nine of Cups and the Lovers and the Magician. It's like, yeah, the salary is going to be this, the hour is going to be that, or this is going to, if you put this lawsuit into effect, you're going to get this amount of money, or, you're going to get this amount of whatever as a result. And it ended up not being that. So somebody might have tried to sell you like a false bill of goods, and here is the result of it right now. For some of you, I feel like that is what you're going to be experiencing. And So we have the Two of Wands in the challenge right now. And the Two of Wands is just basically like, as a challenge, it's like, all right, now what? Where do I go? Right? I mean, you need to make a choice. And it's like you're waiting for the results of something that you might not even know that what you're waiting for the results for exactly. So it was like you're waiting for something to show up and change, or for you to be able to incite some kind of change, but you're really not even totally sure about all of that. And I'm just going to blame that, Gemini, on the Neptune and Pisces energy right now that's going to be happening in your 10th house of career, because there's going to be a big ass question mark in the area of career for you right now. It just is. It's going to be like that for a minute or two, but it is going to be like that for a while. Definitely the challenge, yeah. So we have the Hangman as another challenge, trying to get a different perspective, pressing the pause button right now, trying to get perspective though. Feeling like there was some sort of like you had to sacrifice a part of yourself in this career, in this job, in this position, having to do with this business contract, this legal settlement, whatever it is. You're really trying to figure things out. Now, another challenge is we have the Knight of Pentacles. And remember, the Knight is a messenger, comes in and is... So there's some sort of message having to do with money, having to do with the need to be patient, having to do with the need to put in a lot of hard work into something. And this is a challenge for you, right? The challenge could be the patience. The challenge could be being very reliable and having the wherewithal to stick with something right now that you don't know is actually going to end up being the best thing for you. Like, that's the thing. It's less that you have the ability or the capacity to stick with it. It's that you're not sure if what you put your energy into is actually going to be worth it at the end of the day. And that's the thing. But this is another challenge. We get the Ten of Wands. And I kind of like this. You know why? Because sometimes, Gemini, we need pressure and we need stress in order to move us out of something, right? So the Ten of Wands is about stress. It's about exhaustion. It's about burden. And this is your challenge. And the challenge is the amount of burden that you're experiencing right now. But I feel like that's the very catalyst that you need to push you out of whatever it is that you're in right now, you know? Because you are definitely feeling there is this, your belief system is changing. There's no question, right? There's no question having to do with career, right? We got this Uranus station in direct and Taurus conjunct Mars, and then it's squaring Jupiter, Saturn, and Mercury in Aquarius. This is big time going to be shifting that 9th house energy for you guys. You're going to be so motivated to solve problems in your life. You're going to want to fix it yesterday, but you're not going to be able to. So there is going to be some patience required. The near future, I like it. We got the Two of Cups, which indicates to me a really positive business connection, a really positive resolution, conversation, communication, having to do with whatever this money situation is, whether it has to do with career or just signing a contract, whatever it is that ends up having to do with this. But I like it. I feel like there's newness here. So there's the change in the wind. You coming from this mess of what's happening now to something a lot more positive. Now, you might be doing business with a Virgo because we got the Hermit. So the Hermit does indicate you going off and trying to do your own thing, which is really good. You know, this could be with a partner, but the Two of Cups could also show up as like you getting a loan, money coming through, something like that, right? Where you're getting this assistance. But what I like about the Hermit, being that it's a Virgo energy, it's 6th house, which rules your day-to-day work environment, the people that you work with and for, and just your work experience. It's also the house of solving problems, problem-solving energy. So whatever problems have been going on here, you're going to solve problems, right? Problems will be solved. You know, the way life is. You solve one problem, then 3 follow. But, you know, there's going to be really good communication. Oh, I'm loving it. Look at this, Gemini, beautiful. Ace of Cups energy, I love this. I mean, this is a brand spanking new cycle in your life that's just really going to speak to your heart space. Definitely very, very benefic energy for those of you looking to start your own business, get your work out there. just come to some sort of resolve so that you can have this new beginning. Really beautiful. Ace is brand new, and the cups have to do with your heart space, your emotions. So there's this new offer coming into you. The Ace of Cups is literally a new offer. It's a proposal of some kind coming in. And then we have this with the Nine of Wands. And I'm glad. This is good. Nine of Wands is good. Keeping and maintaining your boundaries. Being very persistent with something. You're going to go the course. You're going to do your thing. But watch your back. Keep your boundaries up. You always want to do that anyway in business, right? I mean, maybe it's not always the healthiest energy to have in a relationship depending on the situation. But when we're talking money, honey, and we're talking business, yes, have those boundaries up. But be persistent. You go the course. But it looks good. It looks good, Gemini. Yep, good stuff. January 11th through the 17th. That's what I have for you, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me. See you next time. Bye-bye.